In this video we're going to look at using the words product and factor, so we'll do these 3 pages, and this is page 1, this is page 2, and this is page 3. So page 1, write in words using the word product. 3 multiplied by 4. This, one way of writing this is you could write it as the product of 3 and 4. Okay, product is another way of, is the answer to a multiplication problem. You usually don't have it all by itself like that. Usually it's, 9 times 6 equals 54 would be the product of 9 and 6 is 54. So product is the answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, and 8 times x you could just say that is the product of 8 and x. You put the the number on the left comes first, then and then the number on the right. So it's the product of 8 and x. It doesn't tell us what it is, but just for fun, so if it's on its own it's like that, but if they said 8 times x is equal to 10, then this would be the product of 8 and x is 10, right? Because the equals 10 would be is 10. Page 2, write down in symbols the product of 9 and y. So hopefully you can do that now. Write down that. How would you write the product of 9 and y? Product means the answer to a multiplication. Of course, you can't calculate 9 times y because you don't know what y is. It's just yo-yos or something like that. So you could write 9 times y, or 9 times y with parentheses, or in fact 9 times y. That's another way of doing it. Usually we don't do 9xy because x is often used as a letter in algebra, so this is something we try to avoid. Even though you could probably say it is correct, but it's just not used. So usually we use this multiplication dot or parentheses to show multiplication. So a dot or parentheses means multiplication. Of course, if you have a number in a letter, you can also just write it this way, 9y. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of writing a number times a letter. We'll get more into it later on. Don't worry about it for now. The product of 12 and 0 is 0. Can you write this down as an equation? First of all, just do the product of 12 and 0. How would you write the product of 12 and 0? 12 multiplied by 0, right? Now how would you write is 0? Equals 0, right? The product of 12 and 0 equals 0 is 0, right? Now, page 3, you can just write down the answers to these if you like. You don't have to write down the whole table. So just write down the answers. 8 times 6 equals 48. Same with the stuff we've already done. You could just write down the answers if you like. But if you have 8 times 6 equals 48, the factors of this is an equation. Anything that has an equal sign is an equation. An equation means something that has an equal sign in it. Equation, equal sign, right? So these are 3 equations. In this equation, we have 2 factors and 1 product. 8 times x equals 48. The factors are 8 and 6. The factors are 8 and 6. The product is the answer to this multiplication. And the answer is 48. So the product here is 48. Simple as that. In this equation, what are the factors? What are the numbers being multiplied? So a factor means numbers, things that are being multiplied. So the factors here are 2 and 5 and 3. 2 and 5 and 3. Or you could just write, 2 comma 5 comma 3 if you want to do it that way. Or here we could have just wrote 8 comma 6. That would be saying the same thing as 8 and 6. 8 comma 6. Anyway. And what's the product in this equation? What's the answer to this multiplication? The answer is 30, right? So write down what are the factors of this equation and what is the product. 8 times 2 equals 32. What are the factors and what is the product? The factors are 8, 2, and 2. Or you could write 8, whatever. But just put commas, I guess, would work. And the product is the answer to the multiplication, 32. So factors means things being multiplied. Product means the answer to the multiplication. And equation means anything that has an equal sign. Something that has an equal sign is an equation.